Hey Vikings viewers, this is Devorah, video producer of the Towerlight.
And I'm Abby Murphy, photo editor for the Towerlight.
And the Lothbroks strike back. So this is episode 5, season 2, and this improved so much
from last episode. Oh my gosh, like it was just such a relief of the tension from last episode with all the stuff that they put their characters through. And it was a nice relief to get this episode, which was back to really good pacing, really great choreography, and as always, phenomenal acting.
I think it helped that all the characters were mostly in one place again, and the only person we were flipping back toward was Athelstan.
Yeah.
And even when we were handling the different character point of views, like there's a couple moments with Rollo and Siggy talking.
It wasn't out of place at all. It was just like, okay, we're still in the same general vicinity. And we did have some stuff with King Cuthbert as well.
Yeah. But it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't. They weren't trying to make it a focus point. They remembered that this is A plot, this is B plot. Okay, now we have C plot to build up to A plot next couple episodes.
It was really well done. You can tell kind of where it's going at this point, but it was a successful episode. They took back Kattegat from Lothbroks, and that was cool. It was great beginning of the episode fight scenes, but they still managed to switch it up. That's what impresses me. They have great fight scenes, but they're always a little different than they were last time.
I think I would compare it to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
First movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, the choreography was new to us. It just kept building on itself. Get to the second movie and you're like, okay, this is some more of the same stuff. It's okay, not the greatest, but it's exciting. I understand it. I knew it was coming. Get to the third movie and you're watching like these half-an-hour fight scenes and you're just like, I've seen this before. But in the Vikings, like they keep doing good choreography and it never stays too long.
Yeah. That's really important. Like it's definitely not the focus of the show. It's an important part of the show. Like we got to see Bjorn fighting this episode.
Very cool.
Alexander Ludwig, awesome job.
And I think it's important that, especially since last episode had been so violent and over the top, they really learned to tone it down this episode, and they learned you don't need to be violent to get across that this is a violent society.
I mean, they still had them throwing axes in people's faces, so
but it didn't hurt as much to see that for some reason.
No, it was just kind of like, this is what the Vikings do. It wasn't like seeing your favorite characters be brutally tortured emotionally and physically.
Yeah. I don't know, speaking of brutally torture, let's get back to Athelstan and where he is at this point. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I guess I talked about it a lot last episode, as you all know. Oh, if you watched our review last time. And I think they're still in Winchester, I'm assuming. I think that's where Egbert is right now, around that area in Wessex, regardless. And he's on crutches now, and he's all bandaged up, all scarred. He's looking really pale this episode.
Yeah, nice makeup.
Yeah, good makeup, but he's definitely still going through some troubles and lots of hallucinations.
I can't tell if it's meant to be like religious hallucinations or...
It's interesting because, as we were saying when we were watching the episode, Athelstan right now, his character is in limbo. He's like in purgatory. He's trapped between this pagan and this Christian society, because among the Christians, he's the resident pagan, but among the pagans, he's the resident Christian. And he doesn't quite fit in either way, and we kind of saw during Mass the kind of crossover between the religions and the emphasis on blood, and just very interesting. But he's also seeing monsters, and it's just
It's interesting because the Viking society also have a weird fixation on blood, as we saw in the execution scene, or the aftermath of the battle, and they're like executing one of the guys, and after, because Bjorn got to execute him, Rollo goes, and he just goes up to him and like spreads his like 3 fingers over his face and like spread some blood, and like we saw Floki earlier do the same kind of with, I think was it wine or was that blood?
I don't know. I couldn't have been either with Floki.
So it's like a weird parallels with this fascination with blood. I guess it's just human nature.
Yeah, it's just kind of lifeblood. It's like you took that life, you got that power. So Athelstan's definitely struggling with a lot of things and lots of hallucinations, hoping he gets better, but I really don't know what's going to happen for him. It's just, he's trapped in this. But the good thing is, Ragnar does care about him, and he was asking at the end of the episode. I was like, finally!
And so hopefully we'll see them go back for him, and maybe Athelstan will realize, you know what, this wasn't the life for me.
Maybe you can just go to like France or something.
Maybe he'll just go find Lagartha and they can be buddies. Be
buddies together, beat up Agartha's husband.
Speaking of Agartha,
she was wonderful this episode. It was so lovely to see her grace my screen.
I'm so mad. Like, you saw her back in the fight, but I'm really worried she's not gonna come back for like a couple episodes, because she just kind of like finally was just like, okay, Bjorn, you make your decision, you stay here, but I'm leaving.
Yeah, she's like, I have to go back to my husband, that's my duty. But she says that with tears in her eyes, because Catherine Wake is such an amazing actress, and
she
so
doesn't want
nuanced.
to leave Bjorn.
But she knows it's what's best for him.
And she can't stay there.
Yeah, and we definitely saw, my roommate actually pointed out the parallels between the last time Bjorn left and he goes after Lagertha, but this time he stays with Ragnar, because that's his place now. I'm just hoping Lagertha goes back, kills her husband, gets control of the land, and it's just like, yo,
yeah,
this is what's up.
What else was there to talk about? Oh yeah, Aslog and Lagertha seem to leave off as frenemies a bit.
Yeah, they made up, I think.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
I still sense like a bit of a vibe.
Yeah, definitely. But also, Lagertha was in a bad place because she's leaving.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that matters to her. So that was just really, really difficult to watch. But it was definitely a lot better of an episode. We got to see some character growth. We got to see the Lothbroks together again,
Which was very nice. I'm just worried that it's gonna hurt next episode that Lagertha's not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Because we've definitely seen in the past when she's not there and we don't have the interaction between her and Ragnar. It's just not as good of an episode.
I mean, it did have some father and son stuff. We got, Ragnar and Bjorn setting stuff on fire. That's what Viking families do.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah, and it was really good, really well developed. It'll be interesting to see how Bjorn relates to his father again. But again, Lagertha, we just need more Lagertha.
We just always need more Lagertha and Catherine Winnick.
Always, hopefully.
Other than that, I'd give this episode a solid B+.
Yeah, definitely B+. It was enjoyable again. The pacing was good. The content was good.
It didn't really impact me except for Lagertha leaving at the end.
Yeah, there wasn't really huge impact. You're kind of beginning to see stuff going on with Athelstan, but yeah, it was a good solid Vikings episode, and I enjoyed it this week.
Definitely looking forward to next week. Join us next week for our review also. Tweet us at TowerlightVideo, comment below, and we'll see you next week, like I said.